Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laureli Shimayo. This is our MeWe Awakening panel for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and many online, and today is our online panel on mediumship, connecting with lost loved ones. We have 5 of us here at the moment on the panel, and I'm expecting 2 more to join us. I'm going to spotlight us so you can see who's on the panel easily. And let's get more of the panel up here. It's free to be here today to listen and learn, and it's a small price to ask a question of the panel. And you can ask a question on anything, although the specialty today is mediumship. We're going to go around and have you meet all of the practitioners so you know who's going to be here answering questions. And then I'll set the stage a bit before we start answering. If you know that you'd like to ask a question, we do request that you pay first. There's information for how to do that in the chat. And I will make sure to put that information in here again right now, so it's at the bottom. Yeah, if you've already paid to ask a question, please let me know so I can get you in line. Yeah, great. What's that? Oh, all right, cool. I just make sure everyone else stays muted. Oh yeah, great. All right. Well, so let's go through and do introductions. And so practitioners, go ahead and take 2.5 minutes to share about yourself and all that you do, including mediumship and what mediumship's about for you and how you practice and all those kinds of things. All right, and someone needs a live transcription. Great. And someone else does too. All right. Well, go ahead. Maybe let's do the same order as before. So we have Jeannie, Mary, Amanda, and Terri. So yeah, go ahead, Jeannie.
Okay, my name is Jeannie Sullivan, and I'm a psychic medium as well as psychic intuitive. And what I mean by that is sometimes I use a combination of tarot cards and mediumships. I use tarot in a busy place to ground me and center me and focus the energy. And so I read energy really, really well. And I can also speak to people who have passed on as well. And as you can see from the background, the name of my company is Heartfelt Energies.
Is there more you want to tell us about yourself? Anything else? You have time. It's up to you. You do so many different things.
All kinds of things. I do all kinds of things. I teach class. In fact, I noticed that one of my students is here tonight, so that's pretty exciting. I teach metaphysical classes. I am also an energetic provider. That means that I do a combination of Reiki and something called Primus Activation Healing Technique. And Primus uses the Earth's energy and the universal energy together to help ground, balance, and center you. And it does an excellent job of not getting rid of, but negating anxiety, depression, all the ick that life throws your way. And I always describe it as it's kind of like a massage for your soul. And much like Laureli, I organize and host a bunch of not classes, but events on the East Coast. And I tell you, Laureli, if you live closer, you could come to one of my events in October. If you want to fly over, I'll pick you up at the airport.
I might do it.
Okay, October 22nd.
That's great. All right, so that's Jeannie. Thanks so much, Jeannie. And I think you said Mary is next.
Here, I'm Mary Gleason, and I bill myself as an executive intuition coach, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a second. Tonight, my role here is as a psychic medium, and I do a lot of psychic readings for people, and very often past loved ones come through with messages, or if somebody requests it, then I'm able to channel them. And I'm doing this because they always come in my right ear. I love doing that because very often it's just the right message. Whether it's what you wanted to hear or what you needed to hear, it's always given with love. So I look forward to reading with people tonight. As an executive intuition coach, I did not always understand that I was intuitive. I didn't understand that I was a psychic medium. I didn't understand any of this about me. And when I did, and I studied and I learned about it, my world changed incredibly, and all of it for the better. And so I like to work with people in positions where they need to make decisions, either for themselves or for others, like in the work setting, and how to rely on their own intuition. And we all have some, every bit as much as they rely on the data. It can really change their lives. And so that's a big part of what I do. And I'm looking forward to hearing your questions tonight and hopefully being able to also share great messages with you. And Lorelei, with your permission, I have a workshop coming up Monday that I could put in the chat, if that's all right. Okay,
go
thanks
ahead.
so much.
Great.
Anything else that I should say, Lorelei, or?
That's great. Thanks so much. And I would say,
Okay.
Goddess Yasmeen, if you're here, I saw you hopefully come in. So if you are here, let me know and we'll get you up here as well. Amanda.
Hi, my name is Amanda Gail, and I am an evidential medium. I mean, I think everyone can agree once you get into working with your intuition in the world of spirit, like the list of things that you like to do and how you like to serve gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But I feel like some of the largest things that I do right now is evidential mediumship, which is just simply a way of saying your loved ones come in and give me evidence of who they are, whether it be what happened with the body that they inhabited, memories, personality, things like that. So it's kind of a little bit to speak to my inner skeptic, so that I absolutely, oh gosh, I just realized that my phone is attached to the Zoom, and it's going to drive me nuts because a call just tried to come in. So I'm still a skeptic even after years of doing this work. And so when your loved ones come in and give evidence that solidifies to you who they are, also gives me more confidence in being able to then offer the messages of healing that they have. So and with mediumship, reading a soul, whether it's embodied or not embodied, for me kind of is the same. So a lot of my sessions are mediumship, your loved ones on the other side, but also your soul path, what things you're dealing with. And then also the energy systems of, am I even still on here now? Because this just went blank again.
You are, we can see you. Sorry about that.
I don't know what, I have no idea. This is why I always need my husband around. So I'll just keep talking until I can figure this out. But so I definitely tune into the energies of also your loved ones and the key players in your life right now. So just know that all of those can come across. And sometimes I'm not quite sure if I'm dealing with someone on the other side or someone that's here. So both of those can come through. So sometimes I need a heads up from you, whether it's someone who's still here. Sorry, that was a lot because there was a lot going on my computer.
No, it's great. That's all right.
Yeah.
Great. I was saying, for those of you that are in the Seattle area, Amanda often gives talks on the Saturdays at our fairs. So Saturday evening, well, she gives talks and presentations at them, but also in the evening. Sometimes there are special events. Oh, great. All right. And then Terri.
Hi, I'm Terri Suzuki. I have a YouTube channel, Kiguru Spiritual Journeys, and also a website. I am a rather new psychic medium. I've only been practicing about a year. A lot like what Mary said, I had these gifts, but I didn't know what to do with them, and finally kind of learned how to use them. I can bring forth your loved ones, but I can also talk to your angels or your spirit guides or pets. Actually, pets, I can talk with your pets or find out what's going on with your pet, whether they're dead or alive. And it's just a lot of fun. You never quite know what's going to happen. The way I read is I actually see a metaphorical stage in front of me. It's all white. It has quartz floor, very, very fancy. You're the biggest thing on the stage, and then there's lots of other things that happen on the stage, and your spirit guides bring me your information that you're looking for. And it's a lot of fun. But as you can tell, when I'm talking about this stage, that means that, you know, my gift is more seeing. So they show me what's going on. So I'm clairvoyant, claircognizant.
In the police investigation and in your own investigation. Have you seen the surveillance video yet, and what exactly?
He needs to
Sorry,
mute.
let me try to figure out what's going on.
That's all right. I have two. I'm not so much clairaudient, but I'm also clairasalient, which means I smell. So if your loved one always made pancakes, there's a good chance I'm going to be smelling pancakes. So it's just a lot of fun, and it's so much. It's such an honor to get to read your loved ones. It's really special that you share them with us.
Great. Thanks so much, Terri. And I just got you up here, Goddess Yasmeen. If you are ready, I'll go ahead and change your name. And if you want to introduce yourself, you've got a couple of minutes. Get you unmuted.
Okay. Hi. Sorry I'm late, everyone. My name is Yasmeen. I specialize in doing heart and soul healing using intuitive oracle cards and mediumship readings. I've been doing it all my life, but pretty much professionally the last year. Just about a little about how I channel. I have like all the clairs, and spirit talks to me, and it's like a puzzle. So I'll hear songs, I can smell different things, and we're gonna come up with some good messages for tonight. I thank everybody for allowing me to be here. One thing I do want to do is allow to be able to be called on for your spirit guides, your loved ones, your lost loved ones, your angels, and God love source energy to give messages for the highest good, for the healing right now, for what you need to know. So yeah, I'm very thankful to be here and to be here to give you messages from your loved ones, because one thing I channel is love, and love never dies. So I'm thankful to be here, and I hope you guys get some good messages from your loved ones today.
Great. Thank you so much. And we might be joined by Cammra Griffin, who also does mediumship readings and channeled energy healing, and I will be reaching out to her again, so hopefully she'll join us. I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and body psychology coach. I read your eyes, read your soul, and answer questions about your soul, your path, your purpose, and all kinds of contexts in your life where your soul informs what would be in alignment with your soul and your journey. I might not be answering as many questions tonight since I'm not a medium that I know, so I'm mostly here supporting the experience, and if someone asks a question about something else, I might answer in that way. All right, well, we have at least 2 people in line already. Let me see if we have anyone else so far. At the moment, we have Margot and Dana in line. And yeah, so let's get started there, and I'll look, and if anyone else, oh, okay, someone else, I was just gonna get ready to check there next. Okay, and Char is also in line. All right, great. Char is also in line, great. All right, so let's see. So before we start answering questions, so one thing, practitioners, I know a number of you are new on the panel tonight. If you can raise your hand in Zoom, that's the best way to let me know that you're ready to answer a question. It's under the reactions panel. There's a bar on the bottom. Raise hand. It looks like what I just did on mine. And then for those of you in the audience, let's see. So one is, this is a great opportunity to practice opening to your intuition. So grab something to write with, something to write on, scribble, draw, whatever shows up. It's just a great opportunity to practice and see what comes through you, if it's in alignment in some way with what practitioners on the panel share. Oh, and people want to know what it is to ask a question. Let me get that in here too. It's sliding scale. It's 20 to 28 and $12 for BIPOC folks as a step of making reparations. So there's the info, and you can pay by PayPal or Venmo. And if you can't do either of those, I have other ways you can pay. And so let me know in the chat. So grab something to write with, scribble and draw, and use that to see if what comes through you is related to how practitioners answer. That gives you confirmation that you're tapping in some similar, at least to similar information as other people. It might be your own unique way. If you get something that no one mentions, it may be that you're still totally tapping into all kinds of relevant things, and it's just that no one happens to say that thing. And trust that that information came through you for some other reason. Please do allow the attention to stay up on the panel tonight. If something does come through you, potentially for the person that asked the question, please, if you could, keep that to yourself until we're done answering that person's question. And if you want to, private chat them and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through you. Please honor whatever they share. They may feel full and they may not want any more. Please trust it came through you for some other reason. It is a public format. We are recording. We will post online. So when you ask a question, if we go deeper than you want us to go, or we talk about topics you don't want us sharing about here, please let us know. You can give us guidance ahead of time, or please jump in and interrupt us if we're going somewhere you don't want us to be sharing about. We're here to honor you. And you can ask several questions at once, like we'll combine together, and however we answer, we'll just discover how we answer. Yeah, and practitioners, you've got about, let's see, I think around 2.5 minutes or so to answer. So all time, so we stay kind of on track, but you're in the middle of something, of course, please finish. All right, great. I think we're all set to get going. Is there anything else or anything else? Maybe those are the main things. All right, Margot, we're gonna bring you up first.
Hi, good evening. So my questions are, am I heading for a divorce, or will my husband be willing to try to work things out through structured marriage mediation? Is he being influenced by my stepdaughter? And how will my new job go? So I think that's quite a lot to ask.
Margot, can you tell me what your husband's first name is, please?
Alex, for Alexander.
Okay. He doesn't like change, does he? I mean, like, if you say to him, these things need to be changed, he doesn't know how to change without it feeling like a tremendous loss.
Yes, he gets obstinate. Yes.
Yeah, because he's scared of change. And I get the feeling that there was some change happening for him as a kid that he never saw coming. And it may have happened repeatedly for him, that it just kept coming out of the blue for him. Like all of a sudden we're moving, or maybe his parents are divorcing, or there just seems like it was too many times it was a surprise to him. So this is his way of maintaining control, whether or not he wants to change.
You hit it on the head the first time. They moved a lot. His father
Okay.
was in the diplomatic corps.
And
So
he
they
hated
moved a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, but it always felt like he had no control. So this is his way of taking control of things. So I don't know whether or not he'll agree, but I feel like if you could make it something that is, I don't want to say his idea, but you're not asking him to change. You're asking to understand better and to be understood better. That might work, rather than saying we've got to fix this or change it or make it different somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and what was your second question? I don't remember.
Is he being influenced by my stepdaughter, and how will my new job go?
Okay, so tell me the stepdaughter's first name.
Chloe.
I get the feeling, first of all, Chloe doesn't like to share. And secondly, she is, I don't know. She just likes having daddy's attention a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so whether or not she's influencing him or she's just lapping up having all of his time, I'm not sure. I don't get that clear. And your new job, let me see what comes through quickly for that. So the first thing that came to me is that you're very competent in this job already. So it doesn't feel like there's a lot of growth room, but at least not right now. However, it does feel safe. And like if you're going through all this in your personal life, this is a good spot for you. They're going to appreciate what you bring to the job. You're going to appreciate being able to do it without a lot of struggle. So I feel like it's the right place for you to be right now.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. I'll let the others answer if you got something different or I missed something.
Oh, everyone has different perspectives. It's great. That's why we do a whole panel. All right. I think Amanda, and then Terri, and then Jeannie. Go ahead, Amanda.
Hi, Margot.
Hello.
So as usual, when someone asks a question to spirit, it's like, yeah, we heard your question, but this is what we're going to answer. So,
Okay, I understand
at
that.
least that's how they work with me anyways. And so what I pulled a few cards for you. I work with a healing deck just as a way to access just a little deeper intuition. And so I just quickly pulled just the cards that kind of jumped out for you. And they are all more about you than it is about your husband and about what's going on externally, which the way that I work with spirit makes perfect sense because I'm always going to lead you back to you. I'm always going to push you back to you because I think the goal of healing is that we're all integrated and we're all empowered and are all carrying the authority in our own lives. So just know that that's kind of the bent that I usually come from. So the three cards that I got for you, the first one is called Unlock Your Heart. And I don't read the book that comes with the cards. I just used intuition. So the first thing I see with this Unlock Your Heart is that I feel like you guys have actually been in a battle, a struggle for quite some time. So even like in the beginning portions of the relationship, there feels like there was kind of this, oh, I don't know. And you both are pretty strong and like, okay, I can deal with these things. However, those little red flags or those little irritations that hopefully we're going to get better throughout the relationship still hold a little energetic tug to the past. So I feel like there's like those instances that happen that we think we've gotten over, but when we really are honest with ourselves, we still kind of hold on to them because it helps to legitimize the huge feeling that we're having in the present. So does that resonate with you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So the feeling isn't unlock your heart and let somebody in, right? Especially when you have locked it down for a reason. I'm never going to say, take down all of your boundaries and your borders, you'll be fine. But taking down your boundaries and your borders within yourself, that's a whole nother story. So I feel like there's this call for you to take this situation that you're going through to really start to integrate the healing that you need about these past things, whether or not he ever apologizes or even acknowledges. Because it's just you opening up your heart to you so that you can really understand where the pain is coming from. And then this one, I feel like actually is oh no, this one is for you. Temper your criticism. I feel like you see things very clearly in your mind and you're very forthright in the way that you speak. And I feel like the energy of those traumas that are behind there are coming out in the energy behind what you're saying to people, especially with your husband. So you may feel like, well, I'm just having this conversation. However, the energy behind that is still there. So there's a feeling of the next one, which is practice positivity. There's this feeling of, yes, use that critical eye that you have, but then train it to, okay, you know what? I'm going to start looking for the positive things, not so it lets him off the hook, but so you're not carrying around so much pain. And then when you start getting yourself in a higher vibrational state, when you are looking for what is positive, I just want to see one thing positive, it enables you to get out of that critical state of mind that your pain wants you to go to help protect you. So what I see for you is more about, this is an invitation for you to start digging deep so that you don't have to carry all of this pain, regardless of what's happening with him.
Mhm.
Does that make
Thank
sense
you.
for you?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
Great, thanks. We've got Terri next.
Hey, Margot, right away on my stage, I saw Alex standing very straight up and down, arms close to his body, wrapped up in vines, wrapped up all over with these vines. And he can't move. He can shift a little. So what I'm getting from that, what they're telling me with that is that he is tied up inside. He is really scared. He's worried about moving against these vines. Now, these are actually very thin vines. He could just shove them off. But there's some of them do have a little bit of prickliness in them. And so it's uncomfortable. I see Chloe behind him to the right with, to the left with her foot on a vine. So Chloe is interfering. It's not super bad interference because the foot on the vine, it's the last foot. If you unwrapped him and then pulled it, it would kind of pull out from under her a little, you know, so, but she is interfering a little bit. I believe that it also speaks to the fact that you talked about that the counseling you want to go to is structured. I think that would help him because he's so uncomfortable. He's so fearful. So as to you, I saw you on the stage, and what they showed me as you was a warm white towel. Do you know how you get a towel out of the dryer and you wrap it around yourself in the winter? It feels so good. And that's how you feel to me. You feel like that in this relationship. So I feel like you're more secure than he is. Even though things are not going so well, you still have a depth of warmth, a depth of feeling that you can go on, that you can bring to this. I feel like in this whole relationship that you're actually the stronger one. And so again, just like Amanda said, you know, you're going to have to be a little bit careful with your words because you are more confident and strong, even if you don't really feel like it right now. And then as to the job, I felt a lot like what I saw you on the stage kind of building a wall, hanging up your plaque kind of, and spinning a wheel. So toiling, working really hard. I think this is really good for you. I think this is a good job. I think you will enjoy it. You'll bring a lot of your gifts with you. And even if he is taking a long time to get out of those vines, at least you can keep spinning your wheel and keep working hard and that also will provide some financial stability for you too. So that's good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Terri. We've got Jeannie next.
Hi, Margot. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you.
I have a question for you, actually. When do you start your new job?
September 6th.
Okay. Your personal life takes a lot of energy.
Yes, it does.
It does. And so does starting a new job. I'm not saying that you're failing. I'm not going to say anything like that because I do agree that it's a good match for you. I would make some suggestions about grounding and saving some energy for your job because you want to put your best foot forward. You want to do a really good job, which you will do. I just want to kind of caution you about where you put your energy and how you put your energy so you have some energy for your new job.
Understood.
Yes. And do you feel, here's another question for you. Do you feel that you give a lot of power to your stepdaughter and your husband, that you might want to keep some for yourself or more than you do for yourself?
Well, I actually tried to give my stepdaughter none.
That's good. That's good.
Yes. And my husband, it's like a constant negotiation because he gets upset so easily.
And that in itself can be exhausting.
Yes.
To be walking that line.
He's a lot of work. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So do what you can for you, get really grounded, use the earth's energy and kind of drive what you're feeling down into the earth, and then bring that balancing energy of the earth up into your heart and connect the universal energy to your heart. So you bring that earth energy up to your heart, that universal energy down to your heart, and use that to balance, ground, and center you, but also ask for help from the universe too. So you do have that energy for your new job.
Will do. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll leave that with you.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks, Jeannie. And Goddess Yasmeen.
Hi, Margot. So before I begin with your reading for the collective, I just pulled 2 cards. One for the Whispers of Love deck, and it's number 20, I love you. These are powerful words. And also number 26, hidden blessings. So when I asked about your question about, I can't see on this thing, your question about whether or not you were headed for divorce, a mom energy, a grandmother energy, and like a child energy came forward, and they were saying, yes, you're headed for divorce simply because number 44 and 8, it says, let's learn to meet another's needs. And I don't think Alex is like willing to do the things that he needs to do to meet your needs, even if you openly communicate that. We asked if Chloe was giving influence. It said no, she wasn't giving any influence at that time, but I could understand why you would think that from like the conversations that they have. They also said about your new job. They said, yes, you'll do well at your new job, and it's something along the lines of giving back. So it'll help you to have that that energy, like feeling like you're doing something good. And then I pulled from the angels, goddesses, and angels, gods and goddesses, and pulled 2 cards. One was Kuan Yin. She's the goddess of compassion, and it says self-criticism is diminishing your sense of self-worth. So what they're telling me by that is that you need to be more compassionate to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself or feel like things aren't working out because of you, because you're making an effort to try to do what you need to do to save your marriage, but sometimes people grow apart. I also pulled with that, 2 came out, so I got with that. And it says, Goddess of Awakening. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. I feel like even though you may transition from your marriage, that within a couple years, you'll find someone who's able to understand you, that speaks your language, and will accept you fully. We also pulled from the Psychic Tarot, number 13, transformation. So I think that goes along with your job because you're like transitioning into a new area of work. And I see you being very successful in it as long as you're happy, because we're meant to do things that keep us happy. So if you do become unhappy in the job, like feel free to like let yourself go from that. We also pulled from the Whispers of Healing, number 11, and its intention. So what they're saying to that is like, what are your intentions? You know, what would you intend for this marriage specifically if you were to save it? Like you asked if it was heading for divorce because inside you know that they're not meeting your needs that you need. Like you're a little more emotionally stable than he is at this time.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, and you know, he just has to grow up. So with that, we also pulled the children. I felt with this energy too, also maybe a child in spirit, like a girl, but also children with your inner child. I would suggest, if you can, do some inner child work, because sometimes the healing that we need starts with ourselves. If we're not fully whole and present and loving ourselves in our inner child, it makes it hard to be able to love other people the way that we wanted to do. So it's like trauma and other things that you've been through, I know. So yeah, that, and then the last one we pulled was from my new deck, the Mystical Wisdom deck, because you're a magical woman, and they say leadership, set your goals. So basically what Spirit is asking is for you to take like a leadership role in what's going on with your life, what's going on with your marriage, what's going on in your career, like all of that, and set down your goals for things that you still want to do that you haven't achieved, that you think, oh, well, it's too late, I can't do that. That's where that self-compassion comes in. So I hope that resonates with you. If you have any questions, let me know.
Oh, thank you. Many wise words. Thank you so much.
You're very
Thanks.
welcome.
Thanks so much. And yeah, just all kinds of different perspectives. That's the benefit of having a panel. All the different things. All right, great. Anyone have anything else to share with Margot? All right, great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Margot, for jumping in and asking a question.
Thank you all.
All right, next we have Dana. Where is Dana? Dana, if you want to come up on the spotlight, just turn on your video so I can see you come up to the front. And I'm just going to mute you right now. Okay, great.
Okay.
Oh, Dana, here we go. Great, there you are.
Hi.
All right, Dana, what is your question?
I was just wondering if there's anybody, a loved one in spirit, that has any messages for me.
Great, thanks so much. We'll wait while everyone's tapping in. Looks like Jeannie's ready. Go ahead, Jeannie.
Okay. Hi, Dana.
Hi, hi, Jeannie.
When you started talking, I instantly got a grandmother for you. What I get is kind of like sipping tea. And for me, that's a comfort. And her language is interesting. She's a little hard to understand because she speaks very quietly. I don't know if she spoke quietly here when she was here on Earth, but I would describe her as someone who is quiet, not very tall, and is I would describe her as an introvert is what I'm trying to say. And so it's taking a lot for her to, if she was still in human form, it would take a lot for her to be heard. And I think it's taking a lot for her to be heard now because she does not want to be the star of the show at any stretch of the imagination. And with that said, that she loves you so, so much that she would be willing to put herself out there to tell you how much she loves you. And I'm not sure if you're going through a hard time right now, but know that she is with you, and and if you are, that time will pass, and that she's spending a lot of time with you right now, given what you're going through, and kind of walking beside you and holding your hand. And it's and I would describe her as being on your right side. Right is releasing, so she's helping you release these emotions, and she's really walking with you. And I can't tell if she's holding your hand or she's holding your forearm, but she's certainly giving you strength and love and support with whatever is going on with you. And I will leave you with that.
Thank you so much, Jeannie. I appreciate that.
You are
Thanks,
very
Amanda.
welcome.
Thanks, Jeannie. Amanda's next. Let's get you unmuted.
I always think, why do we forget to unmute? But other people. Now I know. So Dana, when you first came in, I all of a sudden just had like massive nerves in my stomach. So I can attribute this to the female that I'm sensing on the other side, but I'm also feeling like there's something about the two of you, like your nervous systems are very similar. Are you feeling nervous right now?
I have issues with anxiety.
Okay. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense. Sometimes I just like to address what's happening in the physical, the person who's actually in front of me first. So just know that that's actually being shown. I feel like I have a female on mom's side. So this would either be mom or mom's mom, but I haven't quite gotten, actually there's two females on mom's side who are there. And the first few things that we're getting is she was so nervous, like what you're feeling in your gut and the anxiety that you feel is like she felt it 100 times. So I feel like it's kind of lessened as it's gone down the generations. But then all of a sudden I started getting hints of like back in the kidneys area, and then up in the stomach and chest. It was almost like I was having a difficult time catching my breath, and there was like a stabby feeling in my back. So I feel like this is all kind of with the same person. So would this be your mom or mom's mom that you could attribute these to?
My mom's mom.
Okay. Okay. So there is a feeling of her, like all she wanted to do was get away. So I see her like in the kitchen, like even baking bread and cooking and things like that, not because she loved to do it, but because it was a way for her to kind of get away. So there's just this feeling of her always wanting to go tuck into a hole. Does that make sense for how you knew her? It is absolutely okay.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Okay.
Oh, you're muted, Dana. Let's get you unmuted.
I'm so sorry. I have 3 dogs, so I'm going to mute myself occasionally. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But yes, grandma spent a lot of time cooking.
Dogs are barking and now we have a frozen screen. So
Yeah, we can see you moving around, Dana. So we can't hear you, but no, we can't hear you.
Okay, I am so sorry. Somebody was at the door. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
But yes, my grandma did spend a lot of time cooking, and I think that's kind of was her what she did. She always fed everybody. She just wanted to kind of take care of everybody.
yeah, because there's a feeling of like the outward care for people was so much more comfortable than the inward care. It was like for someone else to share with her how they were feeling was almost like, no, I can't even handle my own nervous system. I can't handle your stuff too. So it was like her way of loving people was the outward acts of love. But she is showing this kind of thread that comes down with the anxiety. Sorry, sometimes I get interrupted as I'm seeing things. But so there's this feeling of this anxious energy and this like just overexcited nervous system has definitely come down the family line from that side. But then when she shows me relationship between her and your mom, it feels like there's a huge gap. So I don't either, when I see this big gap, it's either in a very large emotional gap or they were actually physically far from one another. But I feel like they were totally different types of people. I feel like you have a system a little more similar to grandmothers and a little quieter personality, but I feel like your mom is kind of the black sheep of the 3 of you. Does that make sense for you?
Let me think about that. Let me think a little bit more about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I also want to use this as an opportunity to let people know when you're talking to a medium, especially me, we're not 100% right on anything. And when people go, I don't know, maybe, to me, that's a no. And I'm okay with getting stuff wrong. So don't be afraid to be incredibly honest, because more than anything, we want to give your loved ones an authentic voice. And if we're misinterpreting what it is that we're seeing, we want to know so that we can get deeper for you. So I do feel like there's something.
Oh, Amanda, sorry, we're out of time.
Oh, I didn't even see the rock.
It's okay. Yeah. So you all, this is the thing I try to like let you know. It's okay. It's great.
Okay.
Thank you, Amanda. And yeah, thanks for setting that context. That's great. All right, Mary's next.
Thank you, Amanda.
Hi, Dana. I just want to add on to what Amanda was saying is it's true. We're not always right. On the other hand, take a note, because sometimes later on you go, oh, now I know what they were talking about. So just throw that in there. When you started talking, instantly, it was like a lightning bolt in my heart. And I crawled right up into the left side of my heart. And, you know, the left is receiving. If the right is giving, the left is receiving. And I feel like there's somebody there wrapping up a child like you might out of a bathtub, you know, and bundle them up, and there's little toes hanging out and stuff. And it's interesting because sometimes you're the one being snuggled and sometimes you're the one doing the snuggling. So I don't know if you lost a child or if this is your inner child, but there's something in there just being wrapped and loved and adored. And I feel like you're also passing that on because it was done for you. And it just was such a wonderful heart feeling, and it's just so right in there. And so I don't know that there's a message in there as much as the acceptance of that love, and maybe it's your inner child or whatever. But if you just closed your eyes and went into your heart, you would feel that whenever you needed it. You would know what it's like, and you have the ability and the know-how to wrap yourself up in that nice snuggle and be a little kid and kick your toes and be cute and darling to yourself once in a while, as much as I just feel like you also passed that along to another loved one. Does that make sense? If not, just think about it.
Okay.
That's all I got, but I love that feeling in the heart, so I'm not ready to let you go yet.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mary. Terri is next. Terri, let's get you unmuted.
Right, can you hear me now? Okay. Right away, Dana, I'm somehow doing a psychic bounce with Mary here. I saw a child on the stage right away, a little boy. And he's about 5 to 6 years old, and he's there with a blonde dog, like a golden retriever, maybe a little smaller than that, a blonde dog on the stage. But as I was looking at him and then trying to talk to him, trying to get a message from him, and also I don't feel that this child is yours. I feel like this child is either a child from a brother or sister or your parents. Maybe your parents lost a child. Because the other thing is as I was sitting here, suddenly I had my arms like I was cradling a baby and moving like this. And I'm like, what am I doing here? So I think that this child passed away as a baby, but he's showing me as 5 and 6 so that he can give me a message. But I think that's why that I'm not getting a message. I think he passed away as a baby. He's just sending you love. He whips out a bouquet of flowers, and I can see a lot of pink light behind him, which to me says love. So that's all I got.
Thank you. I did lose a son.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
we had a white dog. That's
Oh,
his spirit.
okay.
Yeah. And I think he's probably with a lot of dogs. Yeah. So
Oh.
thank you so much for that message.
Yeah, great. Anyone else have anything for Dana? Yasmeen, did you have something you want to share? You're still muted. Let's get you unmuted. Nope, you're still muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, so for Dana, the first thing that I picked up on was a grandma energy. And I had visions of grandma like cooking in the kitchen, and then my head started to hurt a little bit. So maybe they had like dementia or something like that before they passed away. Also, do you have a dad in spirit?
I do.
Okay, so he came forward, kind of 2 things, right? So I pulled from the Mystical Wisdom deck, and it says 7 deadly sins, but they also said sense dad's spirit and see daughter's son. So when I was already sensing a child, like a young child that passed away, a boy, because he says, yes, be one, Yasmeen, we're here. And when I pulled the card for your dad, I pulled protection with Archangel Michael. So he's also like apologizing for some of the things that he did. He says we don't need to get into it. She knows what I'm talking about. With that too, I pulled healing with Archangel Raphael. So right now, I feel like you're in need of more love and healing. When I was going through it, I called on Raphael because he heals mind, body, and spirit. So I think that would help for you. Also, when I got a loss of a child, I sensed a child that didn't make it into the physical world, so like a miscarriage or abortion. We also pulled. Did you have a friend that was taken away from you?
Yes.
Okay, so we came up because I felt we were friend murdered. I felt a girl energy, and now I'm feeling a guy energy too. And it says, Goddess of Justice, what seems like an injustice is a blessing. So they're basically coming forward to let you know that they didn't suffer, they're not in any pain, and that they're here with you. Actually, one of the things that I often channel are people who have had their life taken away. So she really wanted me to, was it a girl and a guy that you have?
The friend was a girl.
Okay, that's what I wrote first.
Yeah.
And then with that, it just, when I said it about the girl, it just like attached me to like a guy. So we'll just move on from that. So I got a couple things else to say.
And just, you're running out of time, so just go quickly.
Okay. So then we pulled number 43, and it's respect. This is from the Whispers of Healing deck. I feel like you didn't get the respect you needed from your loved one when you were little with your dad. And so they're like saying, you know, to gather your self-respect. And I also pulled number 2 from the Cycle Tarot, movement, choices, and decisions. So I feel like you had to make a couple decisions around people's passing, and that's why that's coming up. Does any of that resonate with you?
Yes, a lot. A lot, so much. Yeah. Dad, 7 children, did some stuff. A friend who died as drunk driver, killed her, and my son, and then more recently, I lost a brother.
Okay, I think that's where that guy was coming in.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then we just have these 2. We pulled another one for Whispers of Healing. It's control. And then we also put 30. This love is a once-time love, true love. So I also feel like maybe you lost someone that you were intimate with, that you had a lot of love for too as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, an ex-husband, my first love. Yeah. Yeah.
And it
So
looks like,
much.
guys, Yasmeen may have frozen. Yeah.
Thanks, Yasmeen. I know you are frozen.
Thank you so much, Yasmeen. Thank you so much, Dana. Does anyone have anything else quick just to share with Dana as we're finished? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. All right. Next in line, we have Char. Bring you up on stage. And yeah, Goddess Yasmeen's been bouncing in and out. So. Hi. How do you pronounce your name, and what is your question?
It's pronounced Char for Charlene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if I really have a question. I mean, I'm just coming out of a really rough year and a half and changing careers and stuff. And it would be great if I could hear from one of my puppies on the other side, and just anybody that wants to give me any guidance from the other side would be great.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for jumping in and asking. Looks like Mary's ready, and then Jeannie. Go ahead, Mary.
Hi, Char.
Hi, Mary.
I'm not usually in line with animals, but when you said one of your puppies, did you have one called Chip, or that you referred to as Chip? Like, or
No.
like Chip off the old block, or Chipper?
She, I mean, kind of, yeah, like Chicago, CHI.
Okay, well then that's not what I got, so I'm going to go away.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Mary. All right, Jeannie's next.
I don't have a puppy for you just yet, but when you were talking about your struggles and how hard this last year is, I wanted to ask you if you've been breathing in and out, because if you breathe in and out, works better that way. And what I get for you is what's standing behind you. And I feel it's an archangel, because I see these really big, huge wings. And I also get the sense that it's Raphael. Raphael does a lot of healing on the physical plane, and Uriel does a lot of healing on the emotional plane. But there's at least one huge, huge archangel behind you, and really not necessarily enveloping you in his wings, but certainly kind of has your back, kind of thing, literally. And to help you out, Michael is a cord cutter. I would suggest that you ask him to cut the cords from the last couple of years because it's time to move forward, not necessarily move on, because I think that you still have some healing from that, but to move forward. And I would ask Archangel Michael to walk in front of you so he can kind of swashbuckle his way, because he's got a sword for healing, swashbuckle his way in front of you so it's easier for you to move forward. And ask him to cut the cords from the past, because there are some pretty thick, heavy, kind of hurtful to you cords that need to be cut. So ask him for healing. I'd also have a conversation with Mary Magdalene, because she is a kick-ass warrior in her own way, and do some research about her. But so this dog that you have, what color is it, a him or a her?
That's on the other side.
Yes.
I have two, one that's black and one that's kind of, I called him Harley because he looked kind of like a harlequin. He was kind of black and beige and had a bunch of different colors.
Huh. So what I'm getting for you is like a white or an off-white dog.
I actually gave up the one that I was telling Mary that, yeah, we called her Shy Bean, and she is kind of white with reddish in her. Yeah.
It very well could be her, because it feels female to me. And even though you gave her up, that doesn't mean that she doesn't still have a connection to you. And what kind of dog was she?
She was a mini Australian Shepherd.
Oh my gosh, because what I'm getting is that she is hurting, and she's
oh my
hurting.
God, totally.
Yes. And she is around, she looks up at you like, now, okay, now, okay, now, let's go now. And she walks, when you walk, she walks in between.
Yeah, we did agility together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so even though you don't have her anymore, and I don't know, well, she may very well be crossed. Sometimes I still get dogs who are still on this plane, but know that she is very, I would almost call it hyper focused on you, and she's there with you. So talk to her, like you would talk to her if she was here, because she's definitely here. She's on your side, and she loves you very much, and she's like ready to go. Let's go.
It sounds like her.
I'll just throw in the littlest bit. It just sounds like she's wanting to help you out of the 1.5 years. So she's wanting to go with you and move forward.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
That's great. So Mary, it sounds like Mary was connecting. Good.
Okay. Yeah, let's just back this
Thank
track
you.
right up. Thank you, Jeannie. So this chick wasn't letting go, and is literally a puppy. And I don't know my breeds very well, but all I could come up with is like a collie. And they're black and white, and they've got some brown touches on them, and they're playing and they're playing and they're playing. And what this dog is saying to me is, I'm the reward. I'm coming. And I don't know if they meant I'm coming back, but when she said Australian Shepherd, I'm like, yes, this is what I'm seeing. But I'm really a very playful puppy. So I feel like it's either she's coming back to you or you got another one coming. But the idea is that it's the reward for having gotten through this and taking really good care of yourself. It is very hard to give away a pet. It really is.
Yeah.
And you did the right thing because you were putting them first, so then you could put yourself first.
Yeah.
And they get that. And so that puppy kind of love is coming back to you soon, whether it's tea or chai, or it's chip, or it's chocolate chip, I don't know. But it's coming back to you. It is a reward for getting through this. And the playful message about this whole thing too is they're outdoors, they're running around because they want you to do that too. They want you to go outside and go play. And if you need a dog to do that, do it, but you don't need a dog to do it. Just get out there and be more playful and take the lesson and get rid of the rest. because you're letting the rest kind of haunt you. It's all growth stuff. And don't forget the part where you got through it. So many people try to go around it or shortcut it or ignore it or tolerate it, but you didn't. You got through it, whether you wanted to or not, you did. And there's all kinds of rewards coming for you. And this dog is like up on their hind legs going, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. So good things are coming from you, because this dog is like, that was a stupid reading, Mary. You didn't even get the message. You didn't get there.
No, thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Terry's next.
I got a very short message for you, and it didn't have anything to do with an animal, but I was on my stage waiting for somebody to show up, and suddenly I heard and saw yelling, like it slashed across my, just yelling. And it felt like a slash even against me. And it may mean something else to you. I didn't see anybody doing the yelling, but what I got the feeling that the spirits yelled across my stage because they want you to talk nicer to yourself. You went through all this. You survived all of this. Stop yelling at yourself. Stop being bad to yourself. And they are suggesting that you listen to some guided meditations and spend just a little time. It doesn't have to be a long time, maybe 10 minutes a day, just listening, or even listening to some lambda waves on YouTube. There's some, you can play lambda waves, and it kind of helps you do what we do, really. You just focus.
Is that LAMDA?
Yeah, LAM, I think BDA.
Oh, BDA, okay.
But maybe you'll like theta waves or delta waves, but they're just suggesting a little bit of meditation to calm yourself inside, to be nicer to yourself. You are a rock star. You went through all this, but they would like you to stop yelling at yourself. Okay. I mean, I could be wrong here, but I've never heard yelling on my stage before. So
you're pretty spot on. Thank you, Terry.
Amanda's got something.
I think I might have something. So because as Terry was talking about the yelling, I was like, okay, so then I really do have to come in and ask about, I feel like I'm pushed to the energies of someone who's still embodied. So I don't think they're on the other side, but it feels very much like all I keep hearing is sister wound, sister wound, sister wound. So I don't know if this is between you and an actual sister or like the collective sister, but I feel like there's been like this tearing apart between you and another female that feels like a sister to me. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I feel like that part of this is coming up right now. And what's being brought to mind is the reason why I was in an abusive relationship for 8 years. And it was because I feel like my subconscious, unconscious, higher self, whatever we want to call it, was like, you know what, we're tired of listening to this tape in the back of your mind. We're now going to externalize it and have someone else say that shit to your face. And then we're going to see how you respond to that, because it's so much different when it's coming to us than when it's just kind of sitting in the background. So I feel like there's a lot of hurtful things that have been said and that have been done between the two of you. And some of this is you can utilize as being a mirror for you to go, oh my God, that is really what I had been thinking about myself. I said those same words to myself. So I feel like this is an opportunity to like hear your voice yelling at you so you can decide, wait, do I still want to ascribe to this or not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm going to encourage you that it is not a bad thing to have, hold, or express anger. I feel like you have a lot of fire in you and it's like, oh, I'm just not going to express that, but I'm going to say, find constructive ways to do that. But it is absolutely okay to be angry and let that anger have a voice so that you can understand why it is that it's coming up to protect you. And then it will kind of settle down. But you're being asked to listen.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Great, thanks. Along with that, I'll say too, you seem to be such a loving, caring person. Like I'm imagining that there's some other people around you that are not as loving and caring, and that's what's been so hard. And the opportunity is to say no to them, right? To change up what's not working there. And anger is yes and no. So the difference between anger and aggression, right? So anger is honoring its boundaries.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Just want to check anything else for Shar before we. All right. Great. Thanks. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Shar. All right. I think Goddess Yasmeen has, yeah, I think popped out. All right. We've got Eileen next. Eileen, turn on your video. I'll bring you up on
Hi.
spotlight. Oh, okay.
Oh, you want mine?
Is that
Or am
you?
I okay?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
So,
Okay, Eileen by multiple names. Go ahead.
oh, okay. So this year was pretty rocky. I thought it was going to be a lot more successful, like how I did last year, but things took a turn, and I had to take care of my mom. It was like my worst nightmare because I've been through it before with my dad. And, it seems like my circle of friends have changed. Two in particular come forward, and, they've stepped up during the year. And I just want to know, am I doing the right thing? And what do I need to hear? And so does my dog, I know I've seen my dog in my dreams, does he hang out and see my other dogs now?
Thanks so much. Wait while everyone's checking in.
Oh, and I'm not wearing these glasses to be cool. I have photophobia, so I have to
Great.
wear special glasses now.
Great. Appreciate you taking care of yourself. Amanda's ready. Go ahead.
Hi. Do you prefer Eileen? Because it says Zara on your screen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't know both of them. Eileen's fine, or Zara. Zara's my Arabic.
Is your Arabic name?
Whatever you like.
Well, the first thing that was coming to mind as you were talking was, oh, it would be so great to see you take up space. There's a feeling of you like getting really, really big, but being very kind of okay with having your light dimmed for other people. And I just want to encourage you that you can stay expanded and also give somebody some of the limelight. This is not in conjunction with taking care of your mom, by the way, because that's a very different thing. But there's this feeling of you having this like huge mantle of responsibility on yourself, like very high standards and very high goals, and really wanting to achieve a lot, probably more than most of the people in even your inner sphere. Does this sound like you?
Yeah, I just feel like I don't have the physical energy to do a lot of it. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm trying to be nice to myself.
Yeah. And I think that's what's coming through more than anything is this feeling of you being very tight and very held together. And it's like, I just want to encourage you to like take up some space and start to relax. I feel like there's a lot of tension in your physical body because of this feeling of just having to continue to soldier on no matter what. Have you been having like muscle spasms and weakness in your arms and legs?
Not my arms and legs, but I've been having neck problems for a while.
Okay.
A couple months, maybe years.
Maybe, yeah, that's not unusual, because when we do stay really tight and we try to forge through it with our energy, even when, especially when we have a lot of expectations for ourselves, the body is going to respond. So there's this feeling of finding ways for you to actually like relax and respond to opening up. So whether that be dancing or yoga or things like that, But I kind of feel like for you, it's going to be something different. It's not going to be the real traditional. I would say even like getting into just inspired dance and inspired movement, and some instead of something very structured, because you have a lot of structure.
Yeah. That's good to know. I do practice Filipino martial arts, and I feel it's important for me to always attend because there's a lot of pressure since I'm the only Filipina there learning. I definitely want to continue that lineage. And so that's why I think that they come down really hard on me, especially my teacher friends.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe try to get into the dance portion. Just the movement portion of it alone is going to be incredible for opening up your body. But that's amazing that you're doing that, because I feel like that's exactly what your body needs to help your energy.
Great. Thanks so much, Amanda. We've got Mary and then Terri.
Thank you.
Let's get you unmuted.
I was going to be the one who remembered to do that. Okay. First of all, I want to say it's your dogs in this lifetime that see the dog that passed over. Do you ever find them like staring up in a corner somewhere, or they start to just like get restless or something like that? I think it's because the other dog that you lost is visiting, kind of thing. And they're very aware. Pets just sense other pets. They don't care what physical form they're in. So yeah, they're all kind of in there together. But it's really consistent with what you were saying. Okay, you have this photo sensitivity, or however you describe it, and your neck issues that Amanda addressed. Those are the third eye chakra, and the neck can be the communication chakra. And so I feel like, in addition to, martial arts are great, but I love Amanda's first suggestion about just free-form dancing. You have got to let it out, because the martial arts are structured and there's a right way and a wrong way. And when you free-form dance, all of that goes away. It's just you and getting into the movement of your truth. And I think that will help your neck release, because physically, but nothing happens on one level. It happens physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So you really got to loosen up. You can start with the physical plane and then loosen up all the others, but you're not speaking your truth. Whether it's the word no, or enough, or yeah, I'm gonna go do that and I don't need anybody else's approval. So that's one thing. But the third eye, looking out, it could be seeing or not wanting to see what's out there, or that it's not coming to you surrounded by information that allows you to look at it. So I would say, if you can turn that third eye, I always like to describe it like one of those fisheye lenses that you can turn around. It goes out this way, but it also goes inward. And you can close your eyes and turn it inward, and you can create all kinds of understanding, as well as safe spaces and the elements of that you can take with you throughout the day, that will help the sensitivity or the anxiety. I'm sorry, I don't remember what you called it, but it's not happening on, what's that?
Oh, sorry. Photophobia.
Photophobia. It's not happening on one level. It's happening on the emotional level, the physical level, the spiritual, and the mental. And so that means there's some of that is, a lot of that is under your control, in terms of being able to address it from a way that it brings you comfort and joy, and allows you to go through the world the way you want to, rather than living into expectations, whether it's your martial arts instructor, or it's other people, or even the expectations you've set for yourself. But just that free form way of approach to life is going to feel really crazy for you, but it's really it's like I want you to burst open and find out that it's all okay. That it's all okay. You're going to survive it, and welcome the mistakes and all the teachers that come to you from making them and all that other stuff. I just want you to really do that. And I think it will help with your vision and your photophobia, and it will help with your neck. So, and those chakras are so closely together. It's like you're fine all the way up to your heart, and then it gets stuck right here. Does that make sense? Okay. So
Yes, my dog is barking, so I'll just say yes.
your other dog is there.
Great, thanks, Mary. Terry's up next.
So when I connected to you, I immediately saw you on my stage on your hands and knees, scrubbing, cleaning, working so hard. And you were trying to mop 3 colors, some black, some pink, and some silver. And I don't always know my colors well, but as I kind of sat with that, I felt like that the pink is love. Love is making you work way too hard, making you're doing things for your family that maybe energies that you might need to do, aim towards yourself a little bit more. The silver was guilt, and the black is cultural dynamics, part of that, the Filipino family dynamics. And you're working so hard, and the spirits just want you off the floor. They just picked you up. I mean, they had to almost force you to let go of that scrub brush, pick you up, and then they put you in a beautiful dress, and they immediately did something I've never seen before on a stage. They floated you you're laying there floating sideways and I completely agree with Amanda and Mary about the spine, because they immediately did something to your spine. I feel like they may have given you a little bit of healing, because I saw every chakra light up as they kind of passed by you. And then they whipped out a hula hoop and did it like they were a stage magician. And I realized they're basically telling me the magician card of the tarot, the magician card. And they want you to tap into that magic inside of you. There's magic inside of you, whether it's happiness, songs, feelings, joyfulness. They want you to, they're telling you, and I'm not a great tarot card reader, but they're telling you, tap into that magic, tap into the magician. You can control your life now. You can let go of guilt. You can quit trying to clean up all the love. You can quit trying to clean up all, you don't have to completely bow to cultural pressures. They want you to be the magician of your life. Take control of your life.
Thank
They
you.
don't want, yeah, they
And
don't
that's
want you on the
interesting that
stage
you
cleaning.
mentioned. Yeah, actually, that's one of the lessons I've learned is I have to think of what's the highest and best use of my time. So I have to delegate a lot more. And it's interesting that you said magician, because I do have a close friend who is into magic, in different kinds of magic. So that's, and I think even bought a sticker or maybe a patch that was the magician and gave it to me. So thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much, Terry. We've got Amanda ready.
I just had to add something, because as Terry was talking with you, all of a sudden I saw like this huge crown above your head, very much like the old like paintings of Mary and Jesus where they have the light crowns, but it was green and it was so heart chakra, like, oh my gosh, the amount of love that you have and the way that you are able to love people is like, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be a potty mouth. It is your superpower, but with an exclamative so that it is very strong. It's like your ability to actually love people right where they're at is like your superpower. And it is where this is all radiating. And then I was like, well, isn't it interesting that you are finding yourself needing to be in the dark because of comfort? And I just want to encourage you that you're just going to shine even brighter. You know, we don't walk into a dark room and go away, right? We just simply turn on the light. And there's this feeling of, as you are being brought into this place where light is something that is sensitive, that you're too sensitive to, that it's going to allow you to tap into you, into your light, to your power, to your heart. And you're going to be, that crown, I wish I could paint it for you. It is beautiful. So I just want to keep encouraging you that you have, you've been putting a lot of pressure on yourself to do the external stuff. And oh my gosh, if you even take a little bit of that to go into that internal stuff that lights up your heart, ooh, it's going to light you up everywhere.
Thank you. Thank you
Great.
so
Maybe a
much.
teeny bit I'll share. On Zoom, there's the little image of you without your glasses on, so I can see your eyes a little bit. And I'm comparing the image of you where I see your face to the way your energy feels to me right now. And I wonder if there's some way that with the sensitivity that you have to light, there's some way that you're inhibiting the light shining out of you. Like it, you have a lot of brightness. You have a lot of brightness that comes from within. You have my sense is that you feel emotions deeply, right? Big waves of emotions, and that you naturally can sense not only what's here, you also see potential and possibility. And part of what happens to people that have this trait is sometimes they get caught in what hasn't happened yet. So they get focused on what's missing as opposed to celebrating what has happened and trusting that they're on their path. Can happen with oneself too. And then you also, I think, have the trait that is very sensitive to all kinds of sensual experience, light included. So to me, it's part of your soul path as well. Does this make any sense to you?
It does. I've had like prophetic dreams since I was a kid, and the first dream that I predicted my dad's death and the time of death, and before he did die, I think it was 15 years later, I knew what time it would be, and there's a lot of connection there. Yeah, so I know I'm sensitive to that stuff when it comes around death and predict things, but yeah, I'm just still learning what to do here.
Yeah, that's like in terms of opening and learning to practice, there's just tons and tons that we can share about that, like all of us and lots of different events we have. But it just seems like you and I haven't followed all of it, but just in some way that your energy feels heavy and you're not trusting that the way things are coming through you is the way that it's supposed to be. Like that you have all this beauty to share and to trust it and let it flow. It's almost like you feel inhibited by the light coming through you because of your sensitivity. And
well, I think in the last 18 months or 2 years, my life has changed ever since I've given in to try antidepressants. And I didn't know I was depressed my whole life. And now I'm actually like learning who I am and that I can be comfortable with myself. So it's also me getting to know another person. And I feel like I've been like hidden or away or sleeping for like 4 decades. And finally I can be myself.
yeah. Great. Well, stay on that path. And yeah, there's just tons of resources that we have for opening. I'll put some events in the chat too, and just huge community of all kinds of ways that we practice together and grow together. and teach. Right, anything else for Zara?
Yeah,
Did you want to say something else? Right. Thank you so much.
Cat.
Oh yeah, that's great. So Kat will write you private chat, and if Kat's in the audience, and so Kat might have something to share with you too. Great. Yeah, anyone else, if they have any more
Okay.
messages for Zara, just go ahead and chat with Zara privately and share in private chat. Thanks, Zara.
Thank you.
All right, we have Cameron in line. All right, Cameron's coming up.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
We can. Great to have you.
Hi, everyone. I'm kind of nervous right now, so bear with me. But there's someone in particular who's crossed, and I just want to see if there's anything that you guys are getting from it.
You said someone has crossed, like recently
Mhm.
crossed? Okay. Oh, Amanda's got something. Go ahead.
I'm not sure if it's for you, but I have to check because as I was asking about the next person who is going to be asking questions, I instantly saw a young girl with straight dark hair, and I got missing or lost child. And so I'm not sure if this child is somehow attached to you in your family structure, but I had to ask if this could be for you.
No, I don't think so. Could
Okay.
be, but
Okay. I'm going to step back, especially because it looks like one of the other practitioners has some words for you, and see if I can tune in to see, get more information to see if this is for you.
okay.
Great. Jeannie, go ahead.
I still agree with the female. I don't feel like it's a lost soul. I do feel, well, maybe not in the way that we think. I do feel like it was accidental. I do feel that it might have been not in the best ways of passing. Is this hitting anything for you?
Mhm.
And what I see is blonde, similar to your hair color, maybe a little bit lighter. She feels like a sister to me. It might not be your true sister, but it might be somebody who you feel really close enough to be like, you know how friends feel like family, kind of like a sister friend as opposed to a sister, like blood sister. Does that sound right?
It could be. I don't know. It could be, but I don't know what you guys receive. So I guess, I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to look back and be like, oh, that, but as far as right now.
Jeannie, is it okay if I jump on with you just so I can like get my energies with you? Because I think that there's somebody trying to come through, and I think we're both seeing her.
Yes.
Okay.
It might be easier for us to have you tell us at least a name or a number, because we can fish all night and you won't get what you want. So my suggestion would be to give us a little bit more information, so we're not fishing and you get who you want to talk to.
Yeah. Before you say this, I do want to ask, is this female that you just recently lost that you're hoping to connect with not related to you by blood?
It's not a female.
Okay.
Would this person have a lot of feminine energy but not be female? Because what we do is I should say what I do is I read energy, and the best example I can give you is my sister-in-law. To read her energy, I would swear to God she was a guy, but she's not. She's married to my sister and she's very female. So that's what I mean by, would this person feel female even though they might be male? No,
not to me. No.
Oh,
okay.
Jeannie, I really feel like there is somebody pushing through, that there is a younger female, not blood related, that is pushing through. I feel like we're both feeling her, and I'm like, who the heck does she belong to? And when I was talking about missing, lost child, like I feel like at one point this child was physically missing. They didn't know where she was. So can I hijack and just ask if that resonates with somebody?
Yeah.
So it resonates with you. Okay, so since we've gone down this trail,
No, you're saying that we can ask and see if it's
Yeah.
someone else.
It
And
doesn't
so
resonate with me.
you
but
didn't
yeah,
lose any.
if
You
anyone
didn't
else.
lose anyone else when you were a child.
When I was a child, no. I mean, I lost grandparents, but this is someone who I lost in the past year and a half or so.
Yeah. So this is.
OD?
So,
Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Did this person OD?
Mm-mm.
No, then this is not for you then.
Yeah.
They say that's why. So part of the Amanda had the question of anyone in the audience, if it sounds like this is the person that's coming through for you, if you could let us know who you are.
Yeah. Is somebody who's listening to this going, oh, that actually kind of sounds like da 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 da, but I don't want to say anything. Is there something coming up? Because I definitely, like, I know when my body, I can't stop it from swaying, that we are onto somebody's energy. And I feel like both Jeannie and I are attaching to the same energy, and we're just feeling her differently. So if anyone is just even wondering if this could be for you and you desire messages, let us know.
Hey,
Hi.
I recently had a friend OD that has come up missing several times in the past.
Okay.
As a young child, I've known her since we were kids. I'm not sure. Her name might have been Amanda.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know, Lorelei, how you want to facilitate and how you want to go forward with this.
It's okay. I don't know either. We have some extra time tonight, so go ahead and just share with Jesse, and then we'll come back to you, Cameron. So
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to do this if that's okay, Jesse, because I feel like that both Jeannie and I are connecting with this friend. And if you desire to have a connection with this friend and get some messages, I'm going to offer my services, no cost.
Thank you so much.
Messages, because I do want Cameron to be able to get her messages sent, and I feel like I don't think we'd be able to do your friend justice in 2 minutes. So
thank you.
Yeah. So
yeah,
and I'm sure you can look in the chat and find my information, but I have to honor that she's coming through 2 of us. So
yeah, that's awesome. When you said it, my heart skipped.
okay, so now I feel better. I feel like I've honored her. I feel like we've all honored her. So yeah, reach out to me, and I would like to connect you with her.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Lorelei, can I say something really, really quick, and then we'll
sure.
get to Cameron?
Go ahead.
My suggestion to you is to find somebody. My suggestion to you is to find someone in your neck of the woods that knows how to cross people.
Me?
Yes. I get the sense that she needs to cross.
Something told me that. There's a lot of questions surrounding it, so.
Yeah. And the sooner that happens, the better she will be. She will be in the light. So if you know somebody who either psychopomps or crosses another way, if you could contact them and get them to cross her, that would be great.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jesse, for speaking up and letting us bring you on stage.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Cameron. Right.
And I'm sorry you got hijacked, Cameron.
Oh God, no worries at all.
Yes, had to clear the space so that yours can come through.
Mm-hmm. So can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Cameron, right away on my stage, I saw a young man. It's hard to tell his age though, because what I first saw is I see him in a manga drawing. I feel like he's sitting on the street, and he's like sitting on a cement bench, and he's got very dark hair. He's kind of cool looking. He's got this fringe that's kind of cool. For some reason, I kept hearing the word denim. Part of this manga drawing looks blue, like denim. I feel like he's showing me that he was depressed, and I'm kind of wondering if this was a suicide.
Yeah.
And okay, good. Let me tap in a little bit more now that he's told me what's happening here and I kind of see it a little bit. So what is, does his name start with a D?
Really close though.
Okay, well, let me just tap in and see if he has a message for you. He says, you were a good friend. He said this, you know, his problems were his problems, not your problems. He's in a much better place now. He sends you love. They all send you love always. That please tell me more. Let's give Cameron a message. He's saying something about boots that either you or he owned a really cool pair of boots that he's somehow complimenting again. So I would hope it's your boots rather than him complimenting his own boots. But you never know. That's how they sometimes come across. He's telling you, don't give up. Don't give up. Stay in the light, stay in the love. Remember the love that you guys shared. And I don't necessarily feel romantic love per se, but that there's a real heartfelt love here. And he is so grateful for what you did for him. And it kind of gets a mwah, and then he's gone. Does any of that make sense?
Yeah. So I lost my boyfriend. So he was my boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about the boots. It could be my Doc Martens, but who knows?
Well, they were black. They were black and
black.
foolish. Not, they weren't, yeah, they were, that would make sense to me from what I saw. Okay, well, he's sending you his love and
thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me read him. Sorry, I got the sun coming right at me.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else have something for Cameron? Go ahead, Amanda.
Can't not. So, because it wasn't a boyfriend that I was seeing. I was definitely seeing a male, but I'm feeling a grandfather figure. And there is a feeling about him where he is just beaming on you. There is a super sweetness to his personality. And kind of there's something squishy about him. So I don't know if he was like someone that you just, or that he squished you, but there's just something soft and squishy about him. And this like beaming, look, I'm clear. There's a feeling of him now feeling clear in the head. So I don't know if maybe there was some dementia or what was going on with the head, but there's a clear head to him now. That's all I'm feeling, and just this like beaming towards you. Does this resonate with you?
Maybe not a male energy, but a female. My grandma.
Is your grandfather also on the other side with her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He, for some reason, is the energy that I'm feeling. I'm very much seeing a man. I'm not saying this isn't your grandmother, but I feel like he's the one who's brought her in. If the description is fitting her, but he's definitely his energy that's bringing her forward to you. So there's a feeling of wanting, like beaming with pride, is because as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, that just got brighter. There's a feeling of beaming with pride. It feels like there's an accomplishment. Graduated, or that there's been some sort of like big expansion with you, that they're wanting to like, yes, that you actually, they see that you did the work. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That does. Yeah.
Okay. They're together. They're watching you. I don't know why he's bringing her in, because he seems like he was a little bit more quiet, but he's not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Great,
I
thanks.
appreciate it.
We've got Mary and Yasmeen.
Hi, Cameron. I've just been sitting here because I just keep getting this name and I'm trying to figure out what it means, and I decided the message isn't for me, so I should just pass along. But I keep getting the name Jack or Jackie. Does that mean anything to you? And if it's not yours, maybe it's somebody else out there, but it's just a name that keeps coming to me, and it's getting louder and louder. So if you're waiting to hear from somebody named Jack or Jackie, I'm here. The other thing I wanted to say is that with the passing of your boyfriend, the message that he has for you is wanting you to deeply appreciate what you have that he didn't. And I feel like he's always been envious of the fact that you have, like, you know, family that cares, knows what you're up to, and maybe he didn't have all that. Does that sound right to you? I mean, a family, you know, but he wants you to also know that it's not your job to save people. And he's really wanting you to hear that. And he said you were so good to him and so patient and all of that, but that's not your role in life in terms of what you can do in other relationships. And he wants you to free yourself from any feelings you might have that somehow you could have prevented any of this. And that that whatever you're going through in your life is not what was true for him. So there's no direct comparisons for you to draw or anything like that. But he also wants you to find someone, friends and boyfriends alike, that share in your ability to enjoy life, not to get tethered too deeply to other people's woes. And he's counts you among his blessings. Then he wants to return the favor with that message.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Jack.
Sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear.
Sorry, that was someone else.
Oh.
Yasmeen popped out. I'm going to see if I can call, and maybe she can get on speaker and answer that way. I don't think she's back in. Do you want to answer by phone? I'll put you on speaker.
Just trying to figure out, because it keeps doing that on purpose.
Hold on, I've got my headphone on, so I gotta turn this off.
Okay.
I relate to the Jack or Jackie.
Hear you now?
Okay, thank you so much, because I'm getting very frustrated with my technology. So, Cameron, before I had even gone, will I be able to hear her?
Yes.
Okay. While I was away under technical difficulties, your name popped in my head. I spelled it wrong, but automatically Grandma and Grandpa stepped forward, and then I pulled a card, and it was number 44, Guardian. So they were saying that maybe that they were a guardian for you at one point in time in your life, like took care of you or something like that. And they also showed me like they've sacrificed a lot for you and like invested in you. Does that resonate with you?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. And then like after I pulled that, when I was talking about, when I was telling you grandma, I pulled the Ask an Angel card, and clarity came up with Archangel Jamaliel. So that may meant like maybe there's some type of confusion, or maybe it wasn't clear on someone's passing. I also pulled from the Whispers of Love 2 came out, number 10, treasure your loved ones, because it's important to love others deeply. They're also saying that number 10 is like significant to you in some way. And then I wrote BF, friend, suicide, named B. And it was number 26, which is another deck. It's a beautiful place, which is heaven. So I know they say if people take their lives, they don't go, but we all go. And it was number 26, new love. So it's saying embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth, or that like a new love could be coming in your life soon. Whenever you're ready for it. We also pulled from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck, Angel of Manifestation, and it was saying your efforts, determination, and perseverance was paid off. So I feel like with that, something that you've been working towards is going to come to fruition for you, and you'll be able to like see the fruits of your labor, because they're saying like you're a very hard worker. One of the things that they were pointing out is that you have a lot of gratitude. And the thing that I pulled back from the mystical wisdom, and it said, be grateful for all you have, because as we know, things could change overnight. And then there was two other ones I pulled from the Psychic Tarot, and we put 9, spiritual strength. They're commending on how strong you've had to be spiritually, going through the things that you've gone, the transitions you experienced, and also like the loss of a boyfriend. I also think that love came from that too, from the other reading, because they like to piggyback off each other. And then they pulled number 31 from the Whispers of Healing, and it's replenish. So they're reminding you to like replenish yourself, take care of yourself, do things for you, because sometimes when we over extend ourselves, like we're pouring from an empty cup. So just remember to like replenish yourself and fill your cup. Also with that, they said 31 is a significant number, and also 13, and we pulled for the other person 13, transformation. I feel like you've gone through like a recent transformation and you're stepping into your own. Does I know I was talking kind of fast, but does any of that resonate for you?
Yeah, I think some of it does. Yeah.
Okay. And they say also too, like she was saying before, sometimes like we don't remember certain things. So like when we think about it later, it might make sense to you.
Yeah.
Especially,
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Goddess Yasmeen. All right. Anything else for Cameron? All right. Thanks.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Welcome. All right. We have Anik next. And tell us how to pronounce your name. Yeah.
Yes, you got it right, Anik.
Great. What is your question?
Really, I'm just wondering if there are any messages from the other side or any messages about directions to take in my life regarding my boys and my mom.
And Amanda's got something. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, this is hilarious. I know Anik, and when I was pulling a card for whoever the next question was for, I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. The grandfather that came through for Cameron, I think was actually Anik, your grandfather, coming forward as well. Did that how I described him to also describe your grandfather?
I don't know.
Okay. There was a softness about him, but I felt like they were together. The grandmother and grandfather being together was also for the next person as well. So I'm not going to go so.
Oh yes, yeah, for the caring, for nurturing, yes.
Okay. What the card that I pulled, which I think is hilarious, is create boundaries. So I feel like there is a need for you to create very distinct boundaries for yourself at this time. There's this feeling of you being very open, and open in a way that you might be allowing access to people, to areas of your life that you're not intending. So there's this feeling of your boundaries need not necessarily be like stay out, keep out, but kind of a way, I almost see it like a maze to kind of guide people into, these are the areas that you have access to in my life, to my energy, to my physical, to whatever that is. But these other ones, there just isn't going to be an alleyway for you to get back into that. So there's just this feeling of just make sure that you're not being too open and pouring so much out, because when you're giving that unlimited access, things can start occurring in your life and you don't even know where it's coming from, because you weren't even aware that you had let people into that part of your life. So just where it feels appropriate, just kind of start guiding people into, this is all you can have. This is all that you have. All of this is available, but just start being a little more intentional about those key players in your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Amanda. Mary's next.
Hi, Nick. I love what Amanda Gail was saying about the boundaries thing, because when you said, you know, you wanted information about your boys and your mom and all of that, I felt like you were just flowing with the wind, just in and out, flowing with the wind. And I felt this tiredness, just like, you know, fine, just go do it. Fine, I don't care. I mean, they get, you know, I have 3 of my own, so I get it. But I feel like this is the time for you to say, look, these are the rules. These are the rules of engagement. You're with them or you're not. But you don't need to guide every single thing, but you do need the boundaries. And, you know, there's nothing more pliable than a tired mom. We can walk right up, and climb over, and do whatever we want. Find the energy to draw the boundaries and find the energy to stick with it. And I have a feeling this kind of goes for your mom too. I get the feeling that she's filled with shoulds and oughts. You should do this, you ought to be doing that, but those will kill us. Don't let anybody should all over you. So I feel like there's those boundaries in there for yourself, but also for a parent. This is what it takes to be in my life, to live in my house, to do whatever is going on. And the rest is up to you guys. And if you get in trouble, you pay the consequences. And there's a lot of tough ways to learn lessons, and there's some easier ways to learn it. And being the youngest in the family, I know the best way to learn a lesson is to watch what happens to the others. But somebody's got to go first. And so anyway, there's just this thing about they will learn, they will survive, but the best thing you can model for them are rules, boundaries, and adherence at all costs. Don't worry about if they like you, because that doesn't matter. The most important thing is if they respect you. And when you can focus your energy that way, you're going to have more energy for yourself, but also doing things that I really want to encourage you to do something good for yourself. And I want it to be selfish. I want it to be something that, nope, you can't come with me. Nope, you can't participate. Nope, you can't go there because I'm going here. Nope, that's my car. Whatever it is, I want you to own it and just say, don't give it up for anybody. And I don't mean, you know, go on a shopping spree for $1 million, but just boundaries are boundaries, and you're first in all cases. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, I hope that's helpful.
Thanks, Mary. Terry's next.
So right away when I tapped into your energy, I saw the angel Gabriel with his trumpet calling. Now, I am not sure what this means yet, but there's a calling. There's some sort of calling happening. So I'm going to set that aside for a moment to kind of move on to the next thing, because then I think this has a lot to do with what Mary saw. Suddenly, Gabriel kind of became a different being. And so my whole stage turned orange, red, orange to yellow, all these colors. And I was seeing this very long vision, it's like, and there was this sentinel that came up that looked like a Hawaiian soldier, they have that big headpiece and they're long and he's all orange and it's a sentinel. And I think again, I can see a differentiation, a boundary between where the sentinel's looking and behind the sentinel. So I do have the feeling this talks about boundaries. It does talk about either you're the sentinel or they want to strengthen your ability to be the sentinel, to be the one in control. But also because they're showing me these colors, I think that they're also suggesting that you should be kind of working on your root chakra and your sacral chakra. So root chakra is grounding, getting, tough in your boundaries, getting tough, connecting to the earth. And then the sacral is also connecting to that spiritual, creative, sexual part of yourself. That part that helps you really get creative. So maybe in your sensual boundaries, maybe you have to be a little creative. And of course, there's a tiny bit of yellow, which is your solar plexus, which is action. But there's less action. There's more red and orange, lots of getting into this creativity. And so hopefully that Hawaiian sentinel somehow makes, because I kept thinking, why is it Hawaiian? Why is very tall, very, very thing? And I don't know, maybe they're also somewhat saying take a vacation. I don't know. But you're going to have to explore the calling part. I don't know why Gabriel is calling, but there's some sort of calling in your life. And thank you for letting me read you.
Thanks, Terri. Yasmeen is ready.
Okay, hi. So the first, sorry.
Oh, she popped out. Let me call. Oh, she's popped back in. Hold on, Goddess Yasmeen, you popped out and you're muted again. Let's get you unmuted. We didn't hear really any of it. No, let's get you unmuted. Wait, Goddess Yasmeen, we got to get you unmuted.
Unmute.
Okay, great. Okay, start in the beginning.
Okay, so before I got on, I thought about the next person in line. I got the letter A, so I was like, okay, that's one. Also power. And then I pulled this card, number 3 from the Psychic Tarot, and it says heartache and loss. So I can tell that you have a lot of people in spirit that are here right now for you and that you've been through a lot of heartache. I also pulled another one to reconfirm, and we pulled 17, hope. So they're telling you right now, don't give up hope. You heal one person, you're going to enlighten. From the Whispers of Healing deck, I pulled number 27, and it says, listen to your body. So what that's saying is like encouraging to make sure you take care of yourself and listen to your body and the things that your body is telling you, because you only have one body this lifetime. And then I pulled from the Whispers of Love deck, and we also pulled number 27. 27 in the other deck that connects heaven and earth, the spiritual connection. So I feel like you have a very strong spiritual connection, and you too are able to sense spirit as well. But it says a relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. And then we pulled number 50. 2 came out, so we let rock with it. And it says, consider your foundation. Look how committed you are to love. So with that, what they're telling me is more self-love, self-care. It would be beneficial for you to maybe start journaling things to get out some of the emotions that you have dealing with your heartache and loss, and know that they're always around you. So I also pulled from the Asking Angel, and we pulled sexuality. That confirms what the other reader was saying about your sacral chakra, because that deals with creative energy and sexuality. And then when they talked about Archangel Gabriel, I pulled from the Mystical Wisdom deck, and I pulled Archangel Gabriel. And it says messenger of creativity and hope. So you're a very creative person naturally. Like I feel like maybe when you're younger, your creativity was stifled a little bit, so you weren't able to express yourself fully. But now would be a good time. I feel like you could be a good poet and do other things and have hope. And then I pulled from Ask Angels, Gods and Goddesses, and we pulled Angel of Finances, honor and give thanks for the blessings you are about to receive. So I feel like you're going to get some more financial stability. I can tell you worry about that all the time. So what would be good for you to say different affirmations about money? I say like, I'm a money magnet. Money flows to me frequently, easily, effortlessly. The money that I spend, I get back tenfold. I receive unexpected money. And then watch how that happens. Does that resonate with you? And then we just did this randomly too. They said, commit to happiness, number 34, which is also 1 and 7, which is hope, the number that we pulled. And then also this grateful here, and it's a butterfly. I feel like spirit sends you butterflies all the time. And every time you see one, you think of like a loved one, like a grandma, mom energy, and also maybe a child that was lost in spirit. But yeah, I think this kind of coincides with what they were saying about your chakras. I wore an orange bindi today so I could help because I want to help women open up their sacral chakra. I've been working on that myself, and I've been doing kind of like a spiritual dance and spoken word coming through. If you listen to your body and like move your hips and open your hips, it helps you release trauma. So I feel like you have like a lot of trauma that you've been through with this heartache and loss, and that would be beneficial for you to listen to your body and get more active doing that. Does that resonate?
Thank you. Yes, all of it.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me read your energy before I read your name.
Great, thank you. Anyone else have something for Anik? I'm just gonna mute you.
Okay. Okay.
Can't. Goddess Yasmeen, for some reason it won't let me mute you. So just if you could do that when you're, yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, great. Thanks, Anik. Thank you so much for leaping in. And all right. And we have someone else now in line, Cynthia. Oh, here you are. Come on up. Hello, what is your question? Oh.
Hi. My question is, I get a lot of intuitive dreams. When I was little, I was able to see spirit. Something that I've kind of uncovered through the years. I've been told that I had an imaginary friend here and there when I was a little girl. I've had experienced a really tragic loss recently, and I get messages constantly. Kind of want like validation, I guess. I don't know. Is it me just being hopeful, or is it real? I don't know.
Yeah, it's great. I'm glad Amanda's raised her hand because, yeah, just thinking about your experiences, Amanda, too, of opening. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, what is so awesome is that I saw your name a bit ago on the screen, and it's like something in me jumped, because there is something about you that my guides are showing me. Like, you have the energy of one of my very best friends, and I have never met anyone that has an energy similar to her. And so I'm like, oh God, I want to know this girl. So the fact that you asked a question, I was like, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I just want to say you are so empathic. We all have the ability to be empathic, right? But there is just a little extra with you. And I feel like you feel so much, and you absolutely know what's going on. It is absolutely just, you haven't gotten to know your own energy without interjection of other energy. And so when more energy enters your field, you're just not quite sure if it's you or not. So that's partly why this doubt keeps coming up. So know that you absolutely are. You're hearing, you're seeing, you're feeling, you're knowing. I would not be surprised if you're smelling and you're tasting as well.
Yeah,
so
the smelling has started recently. Yeah.
I mean, my whole back is covered in like massive feels. I'm like, I want to know you. So, So yes, you are absolutely on track. You are absolutely hearing messages. You are absolutely as powerful as you kind of sort of dare yourself to think that you are, but then you shrink back because you go, no, that's too big. You are that fucking big.
That's too big. Yeah.
You are that big.
Yeah.
Your power is
Ooh.
amazing and it is pure. And I don't get to talk to people who have this energy very often. So I just want to like steal all of the show with you right now. But yeah, I just had to tell you that, like, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Amanda.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks so much, Cynthia.
awesome. Thank you.
We've got Mary and then Terry.
So, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Cynthia, hello.
Hi, Mary.
I kind of want to just validate for you that, yes, those messages are real. And here's the thing is, don't look for validation. You have a gift that can't be validated by anything else. You know in your heart, you know in your gut what's true and what's real. So embrace it. Don't worry about it. And then the other part of that is don't let anybody take it from you. We have a tendency to jump into our intuition and then we talk ourselves right out of it. Oh, that can't be right. But we go look for tangible data, whatever, evidence, kinds of evidence. Don't let anybody take that from you. I did.
Okay.
It got me really sick. You don't want to do that. You want to own it. You want to own it proudly. Sometimes the things that come through are not what we want to hear. And then we tend to really dismiss them. And the only thing I want to say is make sure it's really a message for you and not your own voice telling you something negative. You know, like we had that conversation earlier with one of the other people with a question of being good to yourself. So is it really your voice, or is it a message from spirit guiding you in a way that maybe you didn't want to hear? Or is it you being mean to yourself or not loving, less than loving? So I just want to throw that out there. I work a lot with my coaching clients on discerning messages. You have the gift. You have always had it. Own it. Don't let anybody else's reasoning or anything else take it from you. So I hope that helps. I'm more pontificating than I am reading, but it's like, oh yeah, you can see it all around you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that one resonates a lot. I mean, both mainly because I was able to block out like someone passing in my family. Like it's almost like I had no communication. Like if I decided to disconnect my phone line, and the day before the person passed, I had this horrific dream, and it didn't say like, oh, she passed, but I knew she was basically going to become part of my spirit team. Like I kind of just knew, and the next day she passed away. And it was like, it still stings.
Yeah.
So
and you know, here's the thing. I love what you're saying. She's going to become part of my spirit team, because we don't lose people who really love us, right? And people whom we really love. They're right there. They're right there. So I love what you're saying. And you didn't ignore it. You just didn't need it shouted at you from the rooftops.
Probably. Yeah. Yep.
Well,
thank you.
Maybe next time we'll see you on one of these panels.
Oh my gosh, that'll be a dream. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary. Terry's next.
I'm not going to I completely agree with Amanda and Mary. So I'm not going to repeat those things, but they are reminding me of three different things. I accidentally turned my gifts off too once. So they would encourage you to turn them back on just by saying it. Just say you accept them and you turn them back on. The second thing is they are encouraging me strongly to tell you to take classes. So
yeah,
I had these gifts all my life. I saw angels ever since I was a little kid. They hung out in my bedroom at night, and I didn't tell anyone because I thought I was the normalest kid in the world. And turns out maybe not. Maybe I'm not the normalest kid in the world. But I just didn't know I could do anything with this. And then circumstances came that I took classes. And so you can take classes on Zoom. It depends on what your budget is, but I've taken classes with Tony Stockwell in England. His are very affordable. My first teachers were Susan Lynn and medium Kim Copeland. They have very affordable classes that are amazing. But I've had friends that took classes from Susan Giesman. They're a little bit more pricey, but she will get you there fast. But that's what they're saying. Take some classes to develop yourself. And I do hope we see you on one of these.
Oh, thank you so much. It'll be a dream. Thank you, Terri.
Thanks, Terri. Amanda's got more to share. Go ahead. Oh, and then Goddess Yasmeen too. Yeah, go ahead, Amanda.
Yeah, I just had to say, I'm like, I just got to pull a card. Like, she's like, it's like you were like salivating. You're so hungry to like, just help, right?
Yeah.
And so when I picked one card, I'm like, only one? Yes, only one. And it's listen to your intuition. I just started laughing. I was like, of course, because that's where it all starts, is absolutely trusting your intuitiveness. Just that I know this, but I can't explain why. It doesn't logically make sense, but everything in my body feels it. Like, start paying attention to that and acting even just in the small ways, like which way should I go, left or right, and then do it and see what happens, and start to see how your own soul is absolutely helping guide you through this thing we call intuition. And I sent you a message. So
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's great. And so Goddess Yasmeen's coming. And by the way, what area of the world are you in, Cynthia?
I'm in New York.
Okay, great.
I'm in New York.
Jeannie is on the east. All right, Goddess Yasmeen is next.
Jeannie is in Maine.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me.
Oops, Goddess Yasmeen, it froze you again. All right, let's see if she pops right back in. Oh, hold on, Goddess Yasmeen. It muted you when you came back in. So let's get you unmuted. Wait, we have to unmute you. Goddess Yasmeen.
Is it working now?
Yes.
Okay. They're trying hard, but it's okay. I'm going to get the message out. So first of all, hold on, I'm going to go see. Before I even met you today, I was writing down a lot of names, and one of the names that I wrote down was Cindy. So Cynthia to me is like another version of Cindy. So when you were talking about having dreams and all of that, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. When you were talking about having dreams, and basically dreams could also be premonition, I feel like you have a very, very strong intuition, like she pulled. So we pulled from the Ask an Angel, and we tried to pull one, 3 came out. And so the first one we pulled was Illumination with Archangel Jophiel. I think that's coming up because the parts that have been hidden within you are like illuminating and coming to the light. I feel like recently you've probably done a lot of shadow work to try to help yourself move forward. But also with the dream, like, don't feel any type of guilt or shame about it, because people go when they go. And then I pulled Time by Micah. And so I think sometimes, like, we know in our heads, and then it's hard for us to accept. But you have time to develop your gifts. We'll talk more about that. I'll send you something in the chat. And then I pulled Emotion.
Yeah.
And it seems like you froze again. So let's see if she pops out and back in, or I will call her.
I think you really need to look at that card and see how that resonates. The fact that it's stuck on the screen like that.
Yeah, well, I'm a Cancer, so it resonates a lot.
That's why I like your energy.
And you popped out again with the emotion card up, so I'm going to put you on speaker, okay? All right, you should be able to hear and be heard now.
Okay, so as I was saying, emotion, I feel like you're empath. I feel like we're all empathic, but there's different levels to it, and that you're like a super empath. So a lot of times you feel a lot of people's different emotions. What I would want to advise you on that is the same thing that I'm working on. Instead of like absorbing their emotions and taking them on as your own, it would be beneficial if you could just basically like observe the emotions and release them. They're telling me that automatic writing would be good for you to be able to take diction from spirit, because I also believe that you're also a medium as well. But with that, you just have to be cautious. I learned the hard way, but before you do automatic writing, just make sure that you basically are calling on spirits that are not malevolent, only benevolent spirits and people that are going to come through with your highest good. I also wrote down there with the shock of passing, I felt like a mother energy coming forward. Did your mother cross into spirit?
So no, not my mom, but my mother's side. If
Hold on.
my cousin
Saying about her mother's
actually,
Good, Cynthia.
yes.
You were saying something about your mother's side.
Oh yeah, it was on my mom's side. But it's not my mother. It's someone who was close to both my mother and I. It's her first cousin, but my cousin who was like an aunt to me. And her name is Jasmine. So when I keep seeing like the goddess Yasmeen, I'm like, oh, of course.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense why I wrote MA. Because she said the lady was like an auntie to you.
Yeah.
Also, with this spirits coming forward, do you have a dad in spirit?
I have a grandfather that was like just like my dad. He raised me.
Okay, so GFD means grandfather, dad. Okay. One thing that I'm picking up on that maybe you've been, when you were younger, you were mainly religious, and it's kind of gone against what's happening with you now spiritually. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so, because they say certain things about readers and everything that I personally don't resonate with. I feel like our gifts were given. So we pulled, where's the one? It was just over here. Oh, it's up here. So I'm sorry I can't show you the cards, but we pulled from the Whispers of Healing deck, number 23, positive minded people. So what that's telling me is that you need to like connect with people who are on your safe wavelength spiritually, that, have the same gifts and are not going to like judge you for the transitions that you're going through now. I also pulled number 38, reliable. So they're telling me that you are going to be reliable as a conduit for spirit, as a empath, a reader, all those things. You just need to be able to develop your skills. And then we pulled from the psychic tarot, and it was very interesting because the numbers that I pulled, the 9522, 522 is my daughter's birthday, but also 9 is 922. That's my dad's birthday. So it was just like, wow.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay. Does those numbers resonate with you as well?
Today I've been seeing 222 all day.
22 for me means that we're on the right path.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So one of the twos I got was mental conflict. I feel like you may have some conflict in your mind right now with what you're going through. Like, am I really seeing this? Am I really hearing this? Am I really experiencing this? And it's just a mental conflict. So I would suggest meditation for helping you to clear that out, because sometimes we get mental conflict, but it's also MC, which is a mind consciousness, a mind connection. So as you illuminate, you move forward and you become more connected. All right, number 5 we pulled, and it was emotional loss. So let that be clarification. Let that be clarification that, like, I understand that you lost someone emotionally. Number two, also from intuition. Number two, also on the psychic tarot with intuition. So you need to trust your intuition. And number 9 is solitude. So I think it would be good if you took some time in solitude to start reading and researching and doing things for yourself. Hold on, we'll try to move as fast as we can. So from the Asking Angel, we pulled Hidden Worlds with Archangel Raziel. I feel like you have the same ability that I do, that you could sense people in different dimensions and different worlds, and that probably comes to you in your dreams. Also,
Yes.
like your HW, your healing woman, we got a special message, guardian angel. So you have guardian angels around you. And then from the last deck, we tried to pull 2, but it came out as 4. And this is the Angels, Guides, and Guides deck. The first one that came out was Angel of Emergence. It's time for the real you to emerge. We pulled Angel of Pleasure. Take pleasure in the things that you do. We pulled Angel of Guidance, and renewed sense of direction, purpose will soon manifest. And Angel of the Universe, which is saying you are being encouraged to expand your thinking.
That's spot on.
The 32 relationship patterns, and it says it takes strength to recognize the need for change. So I feel like that resonates with you as well.
100%.
Yeah, it's great. Cynthia's sharing spot on. Don't know if
that was spot on. Yep. Thank you, Goddess Yasmeen. That was spot on.
Thank you so much. I want to try to get back in the chat because I was going to write you a message.
Okay.
Oh, and the other two. Sorry, I forgot this. The mystical wisdom. We pulled Dove, and it says take a leap of faith, and also Animal Bond, stand up for animals. I feel like they're like, you love animals a lot as well. Okay. That was all. Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you.
Great. And I know, so Yasmeen, hang on the phone with me. Anyone have anything else for Cynthia? All right. Cynthia, thank you so much for jumping in.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome.
You're all awesome.
All right. I have put information in the chat about our upcoming events and about filling out our feedback form to give us feedback on today. And if you give us your email address, we'll put you on our mailing list. You'll get to hear from all the practitioners, and we'll put you in a drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice. You can win again if you have won once. We're going to all check out, share a bit again about who we are, how you can get in touch with us. I'll put everyone's info in the chat again. We'll have Mary go, and then Goddess Yasmeen go next. Mary, go ahead.
Okay, thank you for trusting me tonight to bring you the messages, and I have enjoyed listening to all of my colleagues tonight too. It's like, oh, that's really cool. Terri, I'd like your stage, please. It sounds very cool. And again, you can reach me at Mary at marygleasonconsulting.com, or you can check out my website at marygleasonconsulting.com. And I just look forward to seeing some of you at the MeWe fairs, and I do have my special offer of an upcoming workshop this Monday, and I'm offering tonight anybody who books on my website 60-minute reading and uses the code MeWe, you'll receive half off. So that's it.
That's great. And your website is Mary Gleason Consulting. Mary spelled like Mary. Gleason is Gleason, consulting.com for anyone that watches the video later. Thanks, Mary. And then Goddess Yasmeen.
Okay, so you can reach me on Facebook. I'm Psychic Medium Yasmeen on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm Psychic_Medium_Yasmeen. And on TikTok, it is Psychic Medium Yasmeen. My phone number to reach me to as well is 206-769-2966. I'm offering a special now between the 31st for people who've attended this meeting. So for it's $15 for 20 minutes, $27 for 30 minutes, $40 for 45 minutes, and $50 per hour. Those are just for intuitive oracle card readings. And for my mediumship reading for 30 minutes is normally $80. That will be reduced to $60 for 30 minutes. And for an hour, it's usually $120. And we've reduced that to $80 for an hour. And these are good through the 31st. So
Can you just tell me again for the other readings? It was how much for 40 minutes?
$40 for 40 minutes.
Okay, I got some of these. I'll put some of these in the chat again. Thank you so much, Goddess Yasmeen. And then you also have your email address here. That is yasmeenpsychicmedium@gmail.com. Okay, great. And then
Access your loved ones and reading your energy. I definitely appreciate it, and I'm honored.
Been great having you. Thank you so much. Thanks for flowing with all the technical weirdness. All right, we've got Jeannie next on the East Coast.
First, I'd like to thank Laureli for having me, and it was a great joy to meet everyone on the panel tonight. And thank you for everyone who came tonight. I really appreciate reading for you and watching the rest of you online. As you know, my name is Jeannie Sullivan, and my business is called Heartfelt Energies. You can reach me at Heartfelt Energies, HEARTFELTENERGIES @gmail.com, or heartfeltenergies.com. You can access my website, and I too am offering an offer tonight of 20% off an hour reading. Hour readings are usually $120. If you tell me that you've been part of the panel tonight, I will honor your appearance here tonight and knock $20 off your reading, which brings it down to $100.
Great. And then I think Amanda and then Terri.
Hi. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I love this. It's like the expanded version of the panel at the actual fairs in person. So I can be reached on Instagram, and now, of course, I have no more water and my throat is dry.
Great. Amanda is at mediumamandagail.com, mediumamandagail@gmail.com. I'll read off your phone number too. It's 206-595-1084, and your special is $25 off.
Yes, yes. And thank you. I can't wait to meet all of you again somewhere.
Great. Thank you so much, Amanda. Great having you. Yes, isn't this great? Much more, it's like an elongated version of our intuitive panel at the fairs. Exactly. With a theme. Terri.
Yeah. Well, first, I just want to thank all the colleagues too. I absolutely love reading with other people. I love the psychic bounces that happen. That's a lot of fun. And thank you, audience, for giving us your questions, because it is really an honor to meet your loved ones, your angels, your guides, your pets. It's all a lot of fun. So you can reach me through my website, kigaruspiritualjourney.com. And from there, you can either book me, and I don't have a special going, but I have a sliding scale. So there's generally a price for everybody in there. I want people to be able to afford a reading. And I also have a YouTube channel where you can listen to me talk about my spiritual adventures and dreams, or you can just Google me on YouTube. I usually read on other people's channels. So that's another way to get a hold of me, to ask a free question, is just go be in the chat in other people's channels. So I will be at the fair this weekend in Bellevue.
It's great. Several of us from tonight will be at the fair in Bellevue this weekend. Thanks, Terri, for joining us here. And so if you are in the Seattle area or you're nearby and you want to come visit, Saturday, Sunday, August 27, 28, we will be at Vasa Park Resort in Bellevue, right by Lake Sammamish, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we also are going to be in Eugene, September 10 and 11, Portland, September 17, 18, and then we'll be back here in Seattle and Linwood, October 15 and 16. And if you're connecting with us online, we have Wednesday, August 31, we have an Anything and Everything training panel. If you are newer to sharing your gifts and you feel ready to step up on stage and find out what it's like, we support you to do that. It's half price to ask a question. So if you want to ask a question, it's great value. And if you want to get support stepping up on stage, if you're not quite ready for that, we have practice circles where you practice with peers and we support you in that process. We have 2 of those coming up. We have Saturday, September 3 at 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, and Monday, September 5, 4 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And Saturday, September 3, we have another panel, De-stressing, Cleanse Your Mind and Soul. We have lots going on. You can find out about all of our events at MeWeFairs.com, and specifically the online events at joinmeweonline.com. It's one of the pages on the website. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, practitioners, for participating. Thank you, everyone, for holding space. And particularly thanks all of you for asking questions. It's what allows us to be able to do these events together. Thank you, everyone.